Hi, and welcome to Australian Gamers Friday Night Podcast. I'm Matt.
And I'm Yug.
Tonight we're going to be celebrating Ubisoft's 20th birthday.
We're going to talk a bit about the PlayStation 3 ad on TV.
Nielsen finally adds ratings for games.
Postal 3.
And Canis Canem Bully.
Postal 3. It's like a round 3. Fight! Oh, that came out too loud. Sorry. Apologise.
It's like a BAM.
Let's not get off to the wrong start.
Let's not go to the BAM. Canis Canem Bully. I know it's not called that, but I just figured I'd merge the.
I'm sorry,
UK.
actually, Candace can.
No, it's Canis. Canis Cadem Edit is the actual name.
What is this? Some kind of like seize the day sort of thing?
Yeah, exactly. Or? It's Latin. It's a school motto.
All right.
It actually means dog eat dog.
Okay. Hold on. So you're saying Canis Canem means dog eat dog?
Canis Canem means dog dog.
So it's not eating at all.
And eat it means eat it.
But you didn't say eat it.
Canis Canem eat it. I said Canis Canem Bully because I made a joke. We do that.
So it's actually dog bully dog.
It's actually no. There is no word bully in there. It's just me being stupid.
I don't get it.
You wouldn't. It's humour.
I don't get it. It's not funny. You're not.
It wasn't supposed to be a big joke. This is not like. Guy doesn't get anything. Yug, I'm sorry, does not get any joke unless it has a swear word in it and includes the word vagina at some point.
Vagina.
That's a joke in itself.
All right. Sorry, I still don't understand. What's this about anyway?
Canis Canem eat it. Bully. You know the game.
I know the game Bully.
Bully.
Quit the Latin. What are you talking about?
The Latin is the name. That's its name. That's
name?
what it's called.
What's name?
Bully does not exist in Australia. There is no game called Bully. We've reported on this before.
We have, actually. It's all seeping back now.
Oh, my God.
No. I'm
Canis
remembering.
Canem is its new name. That is what it's called. I'm calling it Canis Canem Bully because people might then know what the hell I'm talking about.
Okay, so why are we talking about Canis Canem eat it?
Because in England it's already under fire. I just find it really interesting that this game has already been almost banned. One retailer has said they will refuse to stock it on the grounds that
in the UK or
in the UK.
Right, yep.
In the UK it has the same name as here. It's also called Canis Canem Eat It.
Okay.
America it's still called Bully because they need short words.
Yep.
But yeah, it's been basically blocked by one retailer. And I think this is a really scary thing for two reasons. One, the reason they're banning it is because it's horribly violent. They were describing the terrible point system that is used to reward violent and antisocial activities.
Yep.
That point system does not exist. There is no such thing. The concern that I have is that everyone's jumping up and down about how horrible this game is, and no one's played it.
Yeah, okay.
It's
but
not out yet.
Yeah, okay, but retailers have every right to do that if they really want to. In the same
They
respect
do,
that
but
like movie cinemas will not screen, like even the Passion of the Christ when it came out, there were movie cinemas that would not screen it based on religion.
Yes, there were.
Okay,
but
so
people still got a chance to see it.
And they're still going to look, unless every retailer says no, we're not going to stock this game because, you know.
Australia is not in too bad a position because we have a reasonable variety of retailers in that we have a lot of department stores and stuff. But in the United States,
there's Walmart.
If Walmart doesn't, and I think there's another one like Best Buy or something. If they don't sell it, if they don't stock it, it won't succeed. And they
Seriously?
won't. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Well, which is a big chain in England, for example, that's actually
it's called Currys. I don't know how big it is.
Currys, yeah.
They also sell curries.
Really?
Yeah, that's video games and curry.
And poppadoms.
Well, I mean, they go with the curry. They're not separate. You can't buy them separately.
They have to be together. Can you get a video game and a poppadom?
I think they're part of a pack-in deal.
Right.
With the,
So can you get an all-round package sort of thing? Like
yeah. Poppadom.
A game, curry and a poppadom.
Poppadom, curry and a game. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's a good night in. Yeah. But
that's retarded.
But not Bully. You can't get that.
Right. Obviously, yeah.
Also, they've also banned certain curries. So Thai green curries, you can't get them anymore.
You know what? I think that's for the best of everyone everywhere.
It is for the best. I had a Thai green curry once from a place.
I've got a bad
that
feeling
was
about this story.
So bad.
Yeah.
It was so horribly bad. It
Actually
was a
stained
chicken.
the bathroom walls?
No, it had. You know how Thai green curries are kind of a bit green. They look a bit green.
Thank you, Captain Obvious, yeah.
Wait. That's a given. That's an assumed, but it's not always true. Sometimes it looks like glue. And it has no colour at all.
Curious, you didn't by any chance eat glue, did you?
No, I might have by accident.
Just checking. I mean, I just wanted to...
You know the paste that you get when you're a kid and you use it to stick bits of paper onto it? Yeah, that clag
glue,
sort of that stuff that's in the bottles with the big brush.
Yeah.
It was exactly like that but with cauliflower.
We don't have those anymore, do we? We don't use clag anymore.
Well, we don't, but kids probably do.
I want to use clag again. I just don't have anything to stick. I don't...
Yeah, don't think of it that way. Don't be negative about it. You've got to be positive. You've got to find something to stick.
Right.
If you get the glue, there will be things to stick.
There will be.
You'll find them. Look around. There's paper everywhere.
My housemate's asleep. I'll glue her head to a pillow.
It's not very good glue. That won't work.
Isn't it?
But she does...
That's what I mean. There'll be no retaliation.
But it's very good for paper. So what you can do is her study notes and stuff,
glue a study notes.
You can glue all together. Yep. And that's really convenient for her because then she only has to carry one slab.
Well, I mean, then honestly, if she accidentally drops it, she just has to pick up the one stack of glued together paper.
One piece of paper.
Otherwise, the paper's just going to fly everywhere.
It'll turn the whole thing into like a tablet or a big slab of study. It's great. It's convenient. I'm surprised she hasn't done it herself.
Clag glue. That had a weird smell to it. I'm not getting into that.
Yeah, no, it did, didn't it? Yeah. It was creepy. It was the smell of horse, which I think is what they're made of.
I've just got these weird memories of clag glue, being back in school sort of thing, sitting at your desk. Do you remember the tidy trays?
Yeah, I do.
You had under your desk sort of thing? Those dodgy things which would, like, if you put too much stuff in, they'd just fall out of the actual things because they were crappy plastic. And did you ever have a desk, a table, when you're at school, right? And it had the rubber rims around it.
Yeah, and you pull that out.
Well, you'd pull that out, or you get your pencil sharpener, and you'd actually shave a big, long line of it off. We used to do this at school.
I'm sure you did.
Shave a big, long line of it off, so it was basically one long, thin piece of rubber, and then you'd cut edges into it all the way. You'd get a whole bunch of them, string them together, and then whip people on their legs with them, like a cat o' nine tails.
Wow.
Yeah. We had
You're
one
a bad person.
Oh, actually, it wasn't me. We had one guy expelled from my school for that. It was...
What a crappy thing to get expelled from.
It was...
And it's a long story to explain to the parents, isn't it? Why was he expelled? Well, see, what happens is they get... Hang on,
the rubber thing.
You might want to sit down. They get, like...
No, it was actually more the... I was about to say the cherry on the cake, but that's... Right. More the straw that broke the back, so the camel's back sort of thing. It was the last straw for this guy.
So he wasn't some, like, goody two-shoes
No,
kid.
he wasn't a well-behaved boy.
Part of the chess club, and all of a sudden he just went crazy and started whipping people with bits of his desk.
No. We actually had a bit of a
cool
thing in my... We actually, in 1 year in my grade, we had 10 people expelled. Which I think is pretty impressive.
We had our school burned down. That was kind of cool. We came in... Because I used to live quite close to the school, and we used to go over and, like, play in the...
Did you do it, or...?
Maybe.
No, of course not.
We went over because we used to just play like cricket and stuff in the school grounds.
Yep.
And we went over and there was way too much fire, way more fire than one would normally expect.
Did you not realise and sort of just walk into the building and sit down and go, it's a little hot?
No, because we wouldn't have gone in there because
on fire, right? Okay.
No, it wasn't a school day.
Oh.
Otherwise, we would have just all wandered in.
Like, where's the teachers? Where's that smell?
Is that burning hair?
Is my skin on fire right now? Am I on fire? I am on fire.
This is inconvenient.
Yeah.
I had stuff to do tonight. And homework.
Oh, my parents are going to be pissed.
We haven't talked about anything.
All right.
We sort of have a bit. We've talked about bully.
Well,
my whole point is people should play this game before they
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Just because...
it makes sense.
No, just because these same guys made Grand Theft Auto does not mean this game it's been prejudged horribly.
This comes back to something which we should have actually thought about before we started talking about this. The Jack Thompson ruling.
Yeah, that is a point that probably is worth mentioning.
Yeah, do you know about it? Or?
Well, basically what happened was Jack Thompson was trying to get... in Florida, I think the Florida ruling would have applied maybe in more places than Florida, but he was basically trying to get it banned on the grounds of being a public nuisance.
Bully being a public nuisance.
Bully being a public nuisance. And I'm going to say bully because he is in the US and it's just called bully there.
Yep.
But Bully, the judge basically demanded that Take-Two provide a copy
so he can play through
of the game, so he can see it.
Yep.
Just to see whether there was merit to the case.
Yep.
They provided the game, and they also provided an employee
to play through it and show him as much of it as possible.
Show him the game
in as little period of time as possible. So.
And he basically just declared that it wasn't a big deal and threw the whole thing out. And in fact said that yes, there is violence in the game, but nothing like we see on the news.
Fair enough, I think.
And of course, Jack Thompson, because he didn't get his little, toy
win. Yeah.
He's saying that the judge doesn't know what he saw.
You don't do that. You don't say that to a judge.
Dumb. He said you don't even know what you saw. And his argument was basically that because it was a Take-Two employee, he would have avoided all the bad stuff and only shown the good stuff.
So what about if you got Jack Thompson to play through it for the judge?
Nah, I don't know. That's probably not a bad idea.
Just a thought.
Because what are the odds that Thompson's actually played the game or knows anything about it?
I'd imagine
it'd go slim.
I just, you know what? Behind the whole Jack Thompson thing, I can't shake this thought in the back of my head that the guy is actually, regardless of his beliefs and how fervently he wants to get the video game industry, I do believe that he's actually a smart guy. I get not so much smart, but I get the impression that he's got...
Smart is as smart does.
I just get the impression that he's got... He is an intelligent person, but he's just not rational.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
He's
a smart fanatic, but he's still a fanatic.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's not a fanatic.
You know what I can't get out of my head?
What?
I can't get out of my head the comic, and I don't think it was a Penny Arcade. I think it was someone else. I think it might have been...
Control-Delete, or...?
Possibly. It's just...
what was the comic?
It was just him being, as a child being led down into a dark alley by a game of Pong, and basically just saying why he hates the games industry so much, because he was molested as a child by a video game.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I can't shake the image of this large... box of...
Pong. Molesting a child.
This large Pong box dragging a child off into an alley. I don't know why. I'm a bad person.
Okay, we've talked too much about this. I do want to stop on some other things.
Yep.
First of all, and just briefly, Postal 3.
Yeah, speaking of games that are going to cause some problems.
Yeah. Now, I've actually talked about this previously on podcast, so I'm just going to gloss over it. But I was a fan of Postal 2. I liked Postal 2. I played it. I didn't finish it, but there's just... I enjoyed being able to get a can of gasoline and pour a trail all around this open oval area where there's people and a circus troupe with elephants and everything, and then setting it on fire and watching all the elephants on fire as they gore people as they all start to run out of the oval. And there's cars exploding everywhere and landing on top of people and everything.
Australian Gamer does not endorse.
I'm serious. I mean, I'm not about to become a cold-blooded killer yet.
Probably.
But I thought if it didn't have such long loading screens and if the graphics were a bit more polished, and probably if the humor was a little less crude and maybe a bit more, at least like a smidge more sophisticated, it would have been an enjoyable, if highly controversial for no reason at all, game.
For no reason at all.
Yeah. As in, Grand Theft Auto has controversial elements to it, but it has a story and a plot and everything like this.
Oh, I see. You're saying
Postal 2, the story and the plot was about being as controversial as possible. It didn't have anything else to do or say except...
No justification whatsoever.
No.
I haven't played Postal 2. Yep. I haven't played any of the Postal games, so I'm not going to judge it on any of its merit.
Yep.
And I hate being one of those people that says, no, it's wrong, ban it. I haven't seen it, but it's wrong, I've heard.
Yeah.
But I worry that games like Postal and Postal 2 and Postal 3, which I can't imagine all of a sudden
on the Xbox 360 too, it's worth noting, not just the PC.
Yeah, whatever. I can't imagine it being any different to the first two, and I think that there's no place in gaming at the moment for that kind of game.
You know what? But
maybe that is why there should be a place for that game.
That's exactly the point. Like, who are we to draw the line? There should be a line there.
I guess you're right, and I guess to a degree, you know what? I'm not going to buy that game.
No, that's right. There you go.
But you can if you want to.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
that's why we're free adults. With the right to make our own decisions.
That's exactly right. Like, I'm not saying even I'm going to buy the game, but I enjoyed the second one. I know how controversial it is. I know everything about it. Whinge. But, like, you know, I had fun playing it, and that's...
Yeah, no,
I got nothing else to say about that. There's nothing else to say. So, the PlayStation 3 ad.
PlayStation 3 ad made me angry.
We just want to bring this up very briefly.
We had a post in the forum from Death Knight,
who suddenly decided to join our goddamn forums after
he used to be in the original user comments. So now all of a sudden he's in the forums.
Yeah, only took him 6 months.
Yeah.
So great. Yeah, welcome to the forums, you lazy bastard.
But yeah, no, seriously, welcome to the forums. Glad to have you back. Look forward to seeing more stuff from you.
And for that matter, welcome to all the other new people.
Yeah, we've had a lot of people.
For some reason, there seems to be,
and a veritable influx.
Yes, that's right. Probably from your current affair article, actually, which I thought was fairly controversial and topical.
Yeah, well,
actually, that was really good.
We go for topical and controversial.
We do, you know, actually read the feedback. We do listen to the people on the forums. My idea for more forum topics and sections got extremely shut down extremely quickly.
I was going to weigh in on that as well, but I saw the response you were getting, and I thought, it's been done.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, no, fair enough.
No, every now and then you need to make some sort of retarded suggestion. That's fine. But yeah, no, Death Knight posted about the PlayStation 3
ad, and I think our reaction is probably the same as most of you, which is
what a stupid
goddamn ad.
Yeah.
It's
not about gaming. It's about little boys.
So are we cynical because we're a little bit older?
No,
and we're a bit cynical towards that kind of advertising. Whereas someone who's like 12 or 13 might look at that and go, "Wow," you know.
But why? I mean, what's a 12 or 13-year-old going to do? He's going to go, "Wow, look, I can stand on a roof."
No, he's going to go, "Wow, this really is epic. This really is the console," which is the feeling you do get, admittedly.
That's the feeling they were going for, but it just bothered me because, once again, no concept of games, no...
Yeah,
I always thought that the Dreamcast in particular...
Yeah, it's very Sega Marketing 101, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And Sony have always done that too. There's never been any, look at our games, look at this game, this is awesome. It's been... This is our market. This is our... And some of the ads have been really good.
Yeah.
The one with the pile of people, in the city where they're all piled on top of each other. That game was... That ad was really cool. Except for the fact that I can never get out of my head the tens of thousands of people suffocating to death underneath.
It were dead corpses. Look, that's cool. But that has to do with gaming as well, in a weird way, sort of thing.
At the very least, it was a little bit more about fun and doing stuff.
I guess the other thing for me is, and I think someone mentioned this in the forum, which is, do you really want to try and promote how big your console actually is?
Yeah, I know.
It's so huge, it takes up the sky. So
my other concern is who was out there on the roofs.
The kids.
The
children.
What are they saying exactly?
Heal the children.
Dude, that's creepy.
I know.
I just realised how much you look like Michael Jackson.
Do I?
No.
Oh.
There's just young boys. What are they trying to say? Our market is young boys. Is that the market? Is that all there is?
Actually, yeah, it is.
But they should not be saying that. They should be saying our market's everyone. Everyone should be in the games. Everyone.
I don't know. Maybe,
boys and girls and men and women.
Maybe we're reading a little bit too much into it. To be honest. Okay.
That's exactly what ads like this are for. They're for crap to be read into because they paid a squazillion dollars. I've seen the actual figures. I've seen the bank transfer.
For $1 squazillion dollars?
$1 squazillion dollars was transferred from their bank account to
Mr. Marketing Company.
Hungry Joe's Marketing.
Hungry Joe's.
Hungry Joe's.
He's hungry. He's hungry for your marketing dollars.
No, it's been... they paid an awful lot and everything. Don't for a second think that every element in an ad does not mean something.
Okay,
it does.
I'm
so much thought and so much time has been paid.
Okay,
the fact that it's a bunch of boys with backpacks means something. I think they're all about to be abducted and molested, but I might be overlooking, looking too much into it.
You would think that, though. It's
a big 3, dude. You've seen what they do.
Well, look, anyway, general consensus, the ad was...
Stupid.
Kind of stupid. But, then again, there's a bit more information about the PS3 starting to come out at the moment, which is looking a little bit more promising and a little less where Sony, we actually don't really care about any of you.
Yeah.
Which seems to be the attitude that we've generally gotten. Are you taking your shoes off?
Yeah, my foot's really itchy.
I don't care.
I do.
I know. No, you should
It's
leave
like
that shoe on that foot.
I will leave the other shoe on the other foot. We'll compromise.
This isn't a compromise. I don't have to compromise.
Yeah, no, you do. What was it? I had a point that was not foot related.
About the PlayStation 3 ad.
No, about the PlayStation 3 in general.
It was designed by George Foreman. No, it
plays PlayStation 3 games.
And PlayStation 2 and PlayStation
1, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder with the PlayStation 2 they had the PlayStation 1 CPU as the I/O controller, and that's how it handled.
Really?
Yeah, did you not realise that?
No, I didn't know that.
No, so it actually played the PlayStation 1 games as a PlayStation 1. It didn't emulate them. It actually just threw the game over to the I/O controller. Very clever, I thought.
Yeah, clever, but I actually liked the Xbox 360 emulation of original Xbox games, where it actually makes them a bit better. The frames per second actually does. A lot of games don't stutter and stuff like that, and it takes a lot into a higher resolution. Anyway, look, I'd actually like to stop talking about PlayStation 3 ad. I think we've said enough.
Yeah.
Just briefly touch on the Nielsen rates gaming thing, because I know nothing about that.
Yeah, well, basically, just Nielsen ratings are the ratings that, when we talk about ratings, a TV show's ratings, that's what we're referring to, Nielsen ratings.
Right.
It's basically a box that goes on the TV that tracks, like, certain proportions.
How much people are viewing things.
How much people are viewing this show.
Right.
Whether they switch... mid-things, what they do.
Whether halfway through Wheel of Fortune they switch over to The Simpsons or something.
Yeah, I can keep track of that kind of thing. They're quite
not that I know,
now.
actually. I don't actually watch Wheel of Fortune.
Sure you don't?
No. Adriana's not on it anymore, so I just don't
care.
There's
no point.
No.
But yeah, no, I
miss Burjo.
Now that is actually now tracking games. They're actually starting to track what games people are playing. And I think the answer is World of Warcraft.
Right. What, PC games or?
No,
console games.
TV console games, I think.
Yeah, okay, interesting. I wonder how to track that. Yeah. Okay, cool.
I don't know, but I think you would maybe have to switch your PlayStation through a box or something so it can tell what console you're using.
You'd have to switch it through a box?
Whatever. Anyway, there's some sort of technology.
Okay, cool. There is some sort of technology there.
It uses technology. And science. So also...
And magic.
Yeah, whatever.
And fairy dust.
Your fairy dust.
Alright, look, the last thing that we want to talk about...
Fairy dust sounds like something you'd buy on the street on a Saturday night from
man, I got some fairy dust if you want some. You know what would happen if I went to the street right now and actually went up to someone and said, hey man, I got about a gram of fairy dust here if you can.
Yeah.
Do you reckon they'd turn around and go, oh, cool, man?
No, I think people are a bit more canny with their money than that. I think they might go.
I don't know, man. Depends where you go. They might think, oh, am I going to sound stupid if I say I don't know what that means?
I think it would depend. I think if you went to people who were already a bit kind of messed up and went, hey man, I got some fairy dust.
You know what? I reckon if you just got glitter and put it in like a little bag or some drug-looking bag, and just went, hey man, bit of fairy dust here for you.
What I think would be good is a mixture of like glitter and icing sugar.
Oh, yes.
I think that would work.
I think we've got the idea for a new...
We shouldn't do Australian Gamer anymore. We should concentrate all our efforts on this fairy dust market.
Illegal drug marketing.
Illegal non-drugs. That'd be
illegal
fantastic.
Endorsed by Tinkerbell herself.
Yeah.
No.
Well, actually, no. You know what I think would be even better? Actual fairy dust. Just like actually get fairies. And we live in the valley, so there's not going to be that hard to find them. We'll just hang around the beach and we'll like kidnap guys and we'll just shake them till we get dust from them.
Yeah.
and then use its magical properties.
Oh, I'm sorry, I blanked out 10 seconds ago.
Magical properties of fairies.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no.
No, I get it, but let's stop that.
You were right with it right up until the point where we were kidnapping guys from the beat, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's the one. Right up into there, I was switched off and went, you're on your own there, Matt.
No. You're like, oh, no, we're staying there.
Look, I just want to talk a little bit about Ubisoft.
Now, there is a question that I have to ask that I think is important, and I've never heard satisfactorily answered, largely because I've never asked this question.
What is your question? Tell me your question.
Is it Ubisoft or Ubisoft?
It's Ubisoft.
Right. So you did a cough to cover the fact you didn't know.
Actually, you'll notice that whenever any PR people actually announce anything from them, they actually do the same thing. They actually go, yeah, we've actually got these 10 new titles announced coming out from Ubisoft.
Yeah, from
Ubisoft. Yeah, that's right. They actually don't know either.
Yeah, no one's sure.
Rather than segregate people who don't quite know how to pronounce their name, they just cough.
Yeah, cover it up. Say something soft.
And then
Microsoft.
And then anyone who actually asks them a question, how do you actually pronounce it? They just call them stupid.
Yeah. Don't you even know?
Don't even know. I'm not even going to dignify that with an answer.
I'm embarrassed.
I know. You call yourself a gamer.
And in fact, even representatives from Ubisoft don't actually know themselves.
No. It's lost since the dawn of time.
You've really overused that dawn of time thing.
I'm going to use it every podcast.
Not even in podcast. You actually said that earlier while we were talking.
Today? Or on this podcast?
No, today. Just before when I was...
I just like the sound of it. It's got a nice ring. Ring to it.
It's got a ring to it.
Anyway, Ubisoft. Ubisoft. No, Ubisoft. I can't keep that up the whole podcast. I say Ubisoft.
I say Ubisoft.
Ubi.
Whatever.
Scooby Dooby
Let's call the whole thing off. Just keep going.
Scooby Dooby Scooby Ubi. It's like a scat man.
It's like Thumb Wars.
Thumb Wars. I have the longest name in the galaxy. I can't remember what it is.
I know, good joke though. That's funny because the guy had a long name, whatever that was. It was really long.
So, Ubi Dooby Scooby Canooby or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Anyway,
touch your tongue to
look, Ubisoft is 20 years
20 years old, which for a computer games company is pretty impressive.
20 years old. Yeah, they're 20 years old. And if you look at the site right now, you'll see Oracle's actually done up a nice little feature chronicling their rise to power.
Their meteoric rise.
And, they have done a lot of...
Their first game was Splinter Cell.
Really?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to have an opinion.
No, their first game was actually called Asphalt.
Right.
On the PC. Yeah, it was a truck game.
I was reading something the other day. Sorry, I know you wanted to talk about Ubisoft, but I was reading something about early Nintendo stuff. And before they made computer games, they also made a bunch of weird little crazy toys.
Yeah.
I knew
they were a toy manufacturer.
I knew they did stuff like pachinko machine type things and stuff like that, but they also made these weird, crazy, like guns that shot out a hand on a thing. And a lot of those little toys are now in the WarioWare games.
Oh, really?
They are actually referenced in the Wario games.
I didn't know
part of their history. I thought that was really neat.
That's interesting.
Yeah, anyway, so talk about your Ubisoft.
Yeah, we're back to Ubisoft. Well, I mean, Rayman was the first game that I actually remember playing that was an Ubisoft game.
Rayman.
I remember playing that on the PC.
Yeah, I've had the PC version.
There's a demo of it that I got somehow, and on my old 486.
I had the whole thing. The first Rayman game I had was, I believe, Rayman... I don't know.
Was it a 3D one or just?
It was a 3D one.
It was probably the first 3D one on the PlayStation.
No, I had one on the PC, and it actually came with a video card.
Really?
Yeah.
Or do you mean the game came with the video card?
The game came with a video card.
You don't mean the video card game came with the game?
What? Who does that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, look. I bought World of Warcraft, and it came with this
brand new video card.
Brand new...
Handy.
7800 XT.
How convenient, because I really needed it.
Yeah, which is good, because this wouldn't have run otherwise. In fact, I didn't have a video card at all. I've just been staring at the screen.
Yeah. Okay.
You idiot.
Anyway, just a couple of quick ones. Ubisoft actually did Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back on the Super Nintendo, which was a game I played a lot of. Super Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, sorry, that was for the NES, Nintendo Entertainment System.
For the record, I'm eating chicken crumpies. They're very good.
Really? Great. I don't care.
You don't, but our listeners do.
Make no sense.
I'm not actually eating them. I'm just licking the flavouring off them and putting them back in.
Great. That's fantastic, man.
Dude, do you want a chicken crumpy?
No, I don't. Well, look, read the article, and it's interesting. There's all these games and stuff, but I mean, most of us know Ubisoft when they started doing the Tom Clancy stuff. To be honest, when they picked up the
well, they've been around for a long time, didn't they? Didn't they do a few not text adventures, graphic adventures and stuff?
Yeah, Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
Indiana
that's
Jones
right.
was one of them. Yep, they did that one. But it was.
You know what I know the most about Ubisoft? You know the one thing that really stands out to me when I think of Ubisoft?
What's that?
They're French.
Yes.
I think that's cool. I don't know why. It's just like everywhere else.
It is a little bit different. It does.
French.
They do tend to have a bit of a. But there's Ubisoft Montreal, and there's like.
Well, Montreal's also French.
Yeah, I know, but there's also Ubisoft in other countries.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
But
there's like 1,200 people staff, or maybe it's even more than that. I may have got that figure completely wrong. It's either 1,200 or 12,000. I'm not sure.
There's a number.
Yeah.
There is a number
and
of them.
It's a lot.
It's more than 5.
It's a big number of actually how many people work at Ubisoft.
Bigger than 7.
But anyway, look at that.
Maybe even 8.
I mean, I remember probably the big one where it was like, oh, Ubisoft, yeah, it's actually quite significant now, is Rainbow Six.
Yeah.
Which was a game that I actually played against Matt back when
we used to play Rogue Spear a fair bit.
Rogue Spear.
Yeah.
When we first worked together. When I first actually met Matt, we used to play Rogue Spear at the office late into the evening with a bunch of us. My favourite experiences then was our mate Ben, who was the allocated Grenadier.
Oh, God. Grenadier is actually...
Grenadier, sorry. And who managed to do such brilliant manoeuvres, such as...
He was a remarkable...
Hold on, fellas. Wait here. I'll throw a grenade up the stairs to take out the enemies. And he'd throw it up the stairs. It would land at the top and then bounce back down the stairs, or when there was a grate in the ceiling.
I remember that. I remember very fondly us all being crouched under this manhole, and we're all crouched in a little circle around this thing, and Ben's gone, hold on, I'll clear the... And we've gone, Ben, and no. It just up and straight back down. It was a remarkable gift that boy had. But the fact that he persisted with this strategy, I think, is what's so good.
He kept at it, you know.
He kept at it.
And good on him.
He never let the fact that we all died
That's right.
stand
Stop
in his
him.
way.
That's right. But yeah, and of course, they've more recently gotten onto other franchises which I've just taken off and are huge now. Prince of Persia, the Splinter Cell series, the Rainbow Six series, and things like that, which are just absolutely phenomenally massive now.
Ghost Recon?
Yeah, Ghost Recon.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. They basically have anything Tom Clancy is Ubisoft. Good license for them to have.
Yeah.
And
they should license the Spec Ops. They should make Spec Ops games.
But those
books were crap.
They do good games as well. Like
they
most
do
of the games are actually
there's definite quality
and quite cool. Like the Prince of Persia games, for example, there was a lot of new techniques in that. It was a very new platform, or Splinter Cell even.
I mean,
it took off the Metal Gear Solid series, sure, but it actually took it to quite a techno cool level.
And they've you can see what they've done. They've gone from that. They've gone to Prince of Persia, which took movement and control and fighting into a whole new dimension,
fluidity and stuff, and
you take that, and then they're going on to
Assassin's Creed. Yeah,
so
which looks absolutely
we have
phenomenal.
to like them. We have to think they're pretty
two
cool.
games that are coming up that I'm looking forward to actually from Ubisoft. Just to finish off here is Assassin's Creed, which we gush about non-stop.
You do.
Is that supposed to be funny, or is that witty, or were you just trying to be as stupid as I usually am?
I'm going for that.
Right.
I thought we'd swap places.
Okay.
You can be snide and elitist and smug, and I'll just be dumb and say things that make no sense.
I'm sober. I can't pull any sophisticated wordage.
I don't know good words about stuff.
And the other one is actually the new Rayman game, Raving Rabbids.
Raven Rabbids.
Which I think I just...
Which is wrong.
I think I just like it because of those rabbits. Rabbids.
It's rabbits, yeah.
Just those videos that had them.
Yeah.
Rabbits don't play tennis, or rabbits don't
the one that I like, the soccer one.
Clean house.
It was the first one, and it just, to me, it's just still the funniest.
Yeah.
Just the thing just screaming. I don't know why, but for some reason that's not as. That one is still just as funny, but the other ones, for some reason, are not as funny because I think so. And for their video they did for E3, I think it was.
Was it with Michael Ansell?
Yeah,
who was actually introducing it, and he's walking through his office.
Yeah, that's
and
the
in
one.
the background you've got the rabbits actually popping up, and they're like, and they take him down at the end and kill him.
Yeah,
yeah, that was quite harsh.
That was brilliant.
But I did read up a little bit about that game. There's like things where you change costumes and you actually are able to control them and things like this, and you use the...
Well, they show him dancing with them. They show Rayman dancing with the rabbits, and I thought, there's supposed to be enemies. I don't get it. When did this turn into Space Channel 5?
Oh, you know what? Just one last thing I do want to say. Ubisoft did Beyond Good and Evil.
Oh, yeah.
Which is worth pointing. One of the greatest games never played.
Yeah.
Even I only got halfway through it.
I have heard that was really good.
I got halfway through it, and I would love to play it, keep playing it. I don't have the time. I can't justify it at the moment. But it's one of those games I really want to finish. It was really cool.
People have been nagging him to finish it.
Actually.
At least one of us
people have been suggesting it. I'll do Beyond Good and Evil. You do The Longest Journey.
I'm not interested in that.
Whatever. All right, we're gonna wrap it up.
What did that mean?
Wrap it up. I was
Why
trying
did
to
you
go.
put an
You know
H
how
in
like
that?
Nelly, when he sings, he goes, "It's getting hot in here." It's not like
No.
a here. It's a here.
No.
Here. We're gonna wrap it up.
No, that's all stupid. None of that meant anything. And what was that about Nelly?
Nelly, he sings.
We got some stuff at work. We got some little snackies and various things, and some of them are $1 and some of them are 50 cents.
Snackies, go on.
$2 for the more expensive stuff. And one of them, we got a bunch of new stuff, and they're in a little box, and the boxes had the price on them. But I walked in, and one of them had a picture of a rapper on it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how much are these? And they looked at me.
They looked at you.
They looked at me blankly.
Who looked at you?
The people who put the sticker.
Yeah.
And I looked at it, and I looked at the black wrapper on the thing, and I thought, they cost Nelly? And then I realised, no, it's 50 cents. I confused Nelly and 50 cents.
Stupid.
But I looked at it and I thought, so Nelly?
Stupid little man.
But no, it wasn't Nelly. It was 50 cents.
Alright, come on, let's wrap this up. We're done. Thank you.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We hope that we were informative.
No, we don't.
We do. We hope we're informative, although we know we're
we
not.
don't expect we were informative, but we do hope we were informative. Most of all, we hope if you didn't like it, you should stick around and listen to another one.
Yeah, because
we might get it right next time.
I promise next week is going to be awesome.
We've got guests.
Yeah, we've got 5,000
guests
who are actually the entire podcast. Every single guest only says one word. And
it's all celebrity voices as
That's
well.
Right.
So see if you can pick
who actually says what.
See if you can pick George Michael.
Yeah.
He's one of the more prominent guests,
actually,
but by no means the most.
He's
prominent.
actually the one. His only word is "bam."
No, I thought he should say faith at some point. Do you know what's really scary? I actually looked.
Whatever you're about to say.
I looked in the mirror today.
Good. Yeah, that is really scary.
It's a bad sign.
Oh, end of story right there. Done.
I looked in the mirror today at work and I went, wow, my hair looks like George Michael from Faith. That isn't good.
Okay, but don't flatter yourself too much.
Oh, no, not my face. Just the hair.
All right.
No, my face looks like George Burns. That's not the same thing.
Look, that's fine.
Cool.
Look, my hair looks like Jack Black's, all right? So I mean,
it really does.
Yeah,
it's not good.
No, it's not a good look.
Do you know who I think your hair looks like?
Oh, God.
Krusty the Clown. I think your hair has a very Krusty the Clown look at the moment because you've got a bit of up and a bit of left and a bit of right.
I tend to get that. Can we stop talking about hair? Oh, my God. All right, thanks, everyone, for tuning in. We'll talk to you. We will talk to you next time. Next week.
See you later, guys.
Bye.